Hey, how's it going? Welcome to A Breeze in the Pines. My name is Richard, and we are back on the Appalachian Trail. Starting at Hog Pen Gap. We're doing 3 nights to Dix Creek Gap. We went that way last fall, so now we go north. The marked Trail of Wilderness. "14 miles to Hogpen Gap." Will be there tomorrow. White blazes are your friends. Okay, as you head north out of Hogpen Gap, got this nice campsite right away. Okay, just finished our first climb. Got a nice level spot. Okay, a little side trail. Yeah, nice view. Kind of a cool tree. Okay, this is Sapling Gap. This is mile 39.9. Got a view. Alright, this is a pretty good climb. So you can see it up there. Alright, this is mile 41.5. Camp spot. It's not very level over there. That might be okay. And another up. You got a nice little view. A tree growing out of a rock. The weird tree. Seen a couple like that. All right, mile 42, the top of sheet. I don't know, I'll look it up. Top of a climb at mile 42 of this little campsite. All right, nice campsite. This will be Low Gap Shelter. Not very level for tent sites. I'm gonna fill up on our water. Wow, there is really no good camping spot. All right, that should do me. That gives me a little over 2 liters. To the Purvey. It's aromatic. Never touch it with your hands. All right, we got some miles to do, so we need to get going. Check out this tent site. That and that look level-ish. All right, back on trail. That's that same tent site. Alright, here's a water source, mile 43.3. A little bit up from the Low Gap Shelter. Oh, I should have filled up here. Keep that in mind. This looks cool. Storm runoff drainage. Alright, I'm not going down, but mile 43.4, you got another tent site. 1:15, you got 5 miles to the Chatahoochie campsite. Spent too much time stopping the video. I feel like we've been going uphill since we left the shelter. And as soon as I say that, it flattens out. Alright, mile 44.3, this is Poplar Stamp campsite. Actually, no it's not. This is. So it looks a lot leveler than Low Gap. And here's some more. Much better. That's good hammock trees right there. This is just past Poplar Stamp. All right, we're at mile 44.9. Not bad. I believe this is on FarOut. And another one. Alright, this is mile 45.3. And these are not the official FarOut guide water sources. That's still coming up in about a quarter mile. But they are there.
Howdy, what's more?
No. They'll be passing me pretty quickly. Alright, this is mile 45.7. Kind of a nice campsite. So many sites not on the FarOut app. This is a lot of what the trail looks like today. Mostly cruisy. And another tent site. I don't think this is on FarOut either. These sections are always cool. Huh. What is that for? It's coming up on 3 o'clock, so I'm definitely going to the Chatahoochie Gap campsite tonight. Blue Mountain area is kind of known for bear activity, so. Another trickle if you need it. The first real rocky part of it, I think, today. Stairs. Another up. I think we'll take a sit first. Alright, 0.7 miles to go. Alright, I do believe this is me. Mile 48. It's 10 miles today. Way down yonder on the Chatahoochie Gap. So I'll have a fire ban. You know, when you take your pack off, it feels like you're doing the moonwalk. Jack's Gap Trail. It's a blue blaze. That goes uphill. No, thank you. So there's our blaze on the AT. And another blue blaze for the Jack's Gap Trail. Too much wind to set up the tent here. Alright, confession time. I've been sitting here trying to get my pad inflated. Even started blowing into it and got a little bit of air in. Even looked up the pad on YouTube to see which way the wing locks go. It just was not inflating. I finally realized my attachment I had on the deflate side, not the inflate side. Well, that's it for today. We went from Hog Pen Gap at mile 38 to Chatahoochie Gap at mile 48. So 10-mile day. So tomorrow we're going to go to the cheese factory. Not Cheesecake Factory, Cheese Factory. It's a tent site at mile 56. So that'll be about an 8-mile day. Or I may push on 2 miles to Trailhead Gap Shelter. That'll be a 10-mile day. Anyway, thanks for hiking with me. I'll see you tomorrow.